Hey guys, so you ready for it? Today's August 24th, 2024, 2:47 p.m. Central Time. So this is my first recording on my Windows 11. I purchased this computer about in December, I should say. So 8 months ago, when everything was on sale, and this computer's gone up quite a bit since. But beside the point, I bought this computer and a new monitor, and I hadn't put any together. I had opened this computer and updated it and all that shit back in December. But the reason I purchased it was because my Windows 7, which I loved and will always be my favorite operating system, was acting goofy. And then all of a sudden, the hamsters in there decided to get back on their wheel. So it was working really well. And so I was keeping it. But until about 3 days ago, when antivirus systems decided to go down on that particular model and nothing was compatible with it, I had to change. So it was a sad day. But however, a lot of people don't like Windows 11. I hated Windows 11 when I first started it on my mom's laptop. Oh my God. I hated it. I hate everything about it. And I probably still will, because the thing is I think once I put it on this desktop and have it on a huge monitor, it's different. Maybe because it's different because it's mine too. But the one thing I don't like about it is on this computer, I will say this, the screen, the monitor and the particular tower I bought has a very fast screen rate. It's up to 60 is normal, 120 is what I have it set at, and I think it goes up to 160, but I have it at 120 right now. So the refresh rate's amazing. The graphics are unbelievable. So I made sure that the monitor matched the PC tower I purchased, and I just love that part of it. But yeah, there's certain things I don't like, especially like the sharing information capability on the Windows 11. There are a lot of privacy issues I have with this computer, that it's sharing information with Microsoft a lot, and there's things that you cannot turn off. Don't like that at all. So I went through and changed a bunch of stuff. It took hours, and this was back in December, to change a bunch of settings I did not like. So anyway, I would recommend Windows 11 actually for anyone who's not running it. If you have to, upgrade anyway. If you're currently happy with what you got, then what you got. But I really miss my Windows 7 just because. Anyway, to the video now that I've rambled. RFK Jr. suspended his campaign yesterday, but he mentioned something about a contested election. I found this so fucking amusing because he said, for anyone who didn't watch his speech, yes, he endorsed Trump, but here's the deal. He said that he knew for a fact he would remove himself from the race if he was going to be a spoiler and nothing else. There's a very key term here, suspends, not ends, because he suspended it, didn't end his campaign. He did a lot of lawsuits to get on ballots because the DNC was really screwing him, even as he was an independent and changed his affiliation. They were still fighting. Every time he got onto a ballot in a state, they were fighting him, sending lawyers after him, basically doing the same thing to him as they are Trump, except they're trying to throw Trump in jail and they're trying to throw him off the ballot and silence him. So he actually has a lot of views and policies that align a hell of a lot more with the GOP than they do the Democrat Party anymore. And he acknowledged that. But beside the point. So he's suspending his campaign, but he's not ending it. With that being said, he said he'd remove himself if he was a spoiler. So to a degree, he said that's why he's kind of doing this, because it shows in the battleground states where he is on all the ballots that he would be a spoiler, and it would more likely than not go to the Democrats, and he does not want Harris or the Democrats in power. So he's removing himself from the battleground state ballots. He's in the process of doing that now with lawyers and everything else. So he's keeping himself, though, on all the other states' ballots that he fought to get on. Because, as he said, if you're in a red state, you can vote for me because it's really not going to affect, the candidate like Trump. If you're in a blue state like New York or something, or California, and you decide to vote for me, it's really probably not going to affect the Democrats. So he's basically saying, though, if for some reason something flips, let's use New York for fun, because Trump is actually oddly popular there at the moment for a lot of reasons. Doubt he'll get the state, but let's say he does. And he loses a different state that had more electoral votes, but wasn't enough for Harris to get to 270, and wasn't enough for Trump to get to 270 because states kind of got weird, okay? And if RFK got a state by himself, which would be kind of shocking, I'm not sure which state he'd get, but again, would prevent the candidates from getting to 270 unless one of them swept the nation, which this election is going to be very close. Do not confuse yourself. Do not dilute yourself into believing this is going to be a sweeping campaign and election for Trump, because you're wrong. So anyway, that would bring a contested election if nobody got to 270. In that case, I don't know how contested elections work, but RFK would be part of that contested election because he is not taking himself off the ballots entirely, just the battleground states. So technically, in a contested election, RFK Jr. could end up in the White House. That would be interesting. And honestly, I'd be okay with that. I prefer Trump, obviously, but RFK Jr., I do align with a lot of his stuff because, like I said, he's kind of a GOP at this point. But there aren't too many things I disagree with him on. There are a few, not quite a few. There are a few things I disagree with him on. But I am an RFK Jr. fan for sure. He's an excellent speaker, and his policies align with mine. He's focused on, censorship being an issue. Here's the deal. If you didn't watch his speech, let me go into this because my views with him are irrelevant. If you didn't watch his speech, it sounds as though Trump's going to give him a position in the cabinet. And he's going to go after the FDA. What other departments deal with food? Shit, I can't remember. There are several departments in the government what is it? I forget. Anyway, that approve things regarding food and pesticides being able to be used on our crops and stuff. He's gone after Monsanto several times as a lawyer on his own and won those cases. So he's really going to go after the government while being in the government, if you will, to try and fix what's going on with our food system, with all the pesticides and the weird crossbreeding crap they're doing, even in the crops per se. So he's going to try and, what he says, make America healthy again. And that's actually been part of his campaign for a long time. So he's not stealing the Make America Great type of slogan from Trump. He's had that slogan for many, many years, Make America Healthy Again. And he's devoted his entire life to that cause and the environment. So he sounds as though he's going to be part of Trump's, I wouldn't say cabinet, because I don't know what position that would be. Might be cabinet. Anyway, sounds as though that's the case if Trump were to get in. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, RFK Jr., kind of a cool guy. If you haven't looked into him much, well, you're missing out. But beside the point, the whole point of this video was to tell you the fact the contested election mention that he said, and is a possibility, not a high one, but is a possibility, and that he'd be part of that contested election because he's not taking himself off the ballots on other states besides the battleground states. So he's only suspending his campaign, not ending his campaign. Anyway, this is Are You Ready For It? Take care, guys. Have a great day.